Small habits, big future. When I was younger, I thought big things happened all at once. I thought success came like lightning, fast, loud, bright. But I was wrong. Big things often come from the smallest, quietest moments. Let me tell you a story. There was once a boy named Daniel. He lived in a small town, not too far from the river. Daniel wasn't special by the world's standards. He didn't have shiny awards or big dreams, at least not yet. But Daniel had something else. He had a notebook, a plain old notebook with a faded blue cover. Every night before bed, Daniel would write one sentence in that notebook. Just one. Some nights, he wrote something simple. I brushed my teeth today. Other nights, he wrote something sweet. I helped my mom carry the groceries. It didn't look like much, just tiny steps, tiny words, tiny wins. But something was happening. Like seeds under the soil, things were growing. He didn't know it yet, but Daniel was building something powerful, a habit. And that habit was building him. You see, James Clear says that habits are like the interest we earn on small choices. They may feel invisible at first, but over time they grow, like pennies becoming dollars, like raindrops filling a bucket. Daniel's one-sentence habit taught him this. Doing something small every day is stronger than doing something big once in a while. One winter morning, Daniel looked back at his notebook. It had been 3 months. He flipped through the pages. He read every line. He smiled. Something inside him felt proud, steady, stronger. And something changed. He started doing more, not because he had to, but because he believed he could. That's the secret of small habits. They grow us from the inside out. One day, he started waking up 10 minutes earlier. Just 10 minutes. He used those minutes to stretch, then to write, then to read. Soon, 10 minutes became 20. Not because he pushed, but because he flowed. Let me ask you something. What's something small you've done lately? Something kind to yourself. Something gentle and good. Maybe you drank a full glass of water this morning. Maybe you said thank you to a stranger. Maybe you took a deep breath when you wanted to scream. Those things matter. Those moments matter. They are the bricks that build your future. James Clear calls it the 1% rule. If you can get just 1% better every day in anything, reading, saving, sleeping, walking, over time, you don't just grow, you transform. Let me tell you about a woman named Jane.
Jane always wanted to save money, but she thought she needed to earn more first. She kept waiting. One day, she read that saving just $1 a day could change her life. That didn't sound like much. Just $1? She laughed. But she tried it. Each night, she dropped a $1 note into a jar. After 1 month, the jar was heavy. After 3 months, she started saving $2. Not because she had to, but because she believed it was possible. That's what small habits do. They change your story. First, they whisper, "You can try." Then they sing, "You're doing it." And one day, they shout, "You've become the kind of person who doesn't give up." Let's go back to Daniel. Years later, he still writes in his notebook. Not just one sentence now. Sometimes a whole page. Sometimes a poem. Sometimes just a quiet thank you. And now Daniel helps other kids start their own notebooks.
Because big dreams are built on small steps. So what's one small step you can take tonight? Don't try to change your life all at once. Just start by being kind to your future self. Wash one dish. Write one word. Take one deep breath. Because one becomes two, and two becomes a rhythm, and a rhythm becomes a lifestyle. Maybe you failed before. Maybe you feel stuck, tired, behind. It's okay. You're not broken. You're just a story still being written. A small step today can rewrite tomorrow. James Clear says, "You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems." Goals are good, but systems, habits, that's where the magic lives.
Picture this. A tiny snowflake falls. Then another. Then another. Nothing happens at first, but then the snow builds. It gathers. It stacks. And before long, it becomes an avalanche. That's how small habits work. Quiet, gentle, patient, powerful. So here we are, from a single sentence in a notebook, to quiet coins dropped into a jar, to early mornings filled with stretch and breath and belief. We've seen how small habits aren't just things we do. They're little promises we keep. Tiny votes for the person we're becoming. And over time, without noise, without rush, those tiny votes build something strong, something steady, a future.
Not built in a day, but shaped by the days. It's easy to miss the beauty of it, to think the progress is too slow, to wonder if it's working at all. But just like water shapes stone, just like roots break through concrete, small things done daily change everything. Daniel never planned to become someone different. He just showed up for himself, one line at a time, one moment at a time. And somewhere along the way, he changed. So before we turn the page, before we close this chapter of tiny steps and quiet wins, let's pause, let's breathe, and let's look gently back at what this soft journey has shown us. Because behind every story, there are lessons that whisper, And if we listen close enough, we'll hear them.
Now that we've walked through the story of Daniel and Jane and the power of small beginnings, let's pause and reflect slowly on what we've learned together. Here are the quiet lessons whispered between the lines. Lesson 1. Small is the beginning of great. Sometimes we think we need to leap, but real change starts with a shuffle. One step, one tiny shift, one breath closer to who you want to be. James Clear reminds us that it's not about giant moves, but daily nudges. Small habits are not weak, they are seeds, and seeds become forests. Lesson 2. Identity grows from repetition. You don't become a reader by reading one book. You don't become a saver by putting away $1. But each time you repeat that action, you're telling your brain, "This is who I am now." Small habits are not just actions, they're proof of who you're becoming. Every time Daniel wrote in his notebook, he wasn't just writing, he was becoming a writer, a thinker, a mindful young man.
Lesson 3. Time is your friend. Change isn't fast. It's quiet, patient, often invisible at first. That's why James Clear teaches us to trust the process. Imagine placing a single drop of water into a glass. You won't see it fill right away. But drop by drop, day by day, it grows, and suddenly your cup overflows. Time will honor your small efforts if you don't quit. Lesson 4. Environment shapes effort. Big change doesn't need more discipline. It needs smarter surroundings. Jane didn't save more because her willpower grew. She saved more because the jar was visible. It whispered to her every night, "Just one more dollar." James Clear reminds us, don't fight the old behavior. Build a better stage. Make good habits easier to start. Make them hard to ignore. And they will slowly become who you are.
Lesson 5. Missing once is not failure. You will forget sometimes. You'll skip a day. Life happens. But one miss isn't the end of the story. It's just a pause. James says, missing once is an accident. Missing twice is the start of a new habit. So we breathe. We forgive. We begin again. Because growth isn't about being perfect. It's about returning. So when you feel tired, when your dreams feel far, remember, one tiny step is enough for today. And with enough todays, you'll wake up one morning and realize You didn't just chase a better life, you built one.